From the minds of George A. Romero and Stephen King, we have the anthology masterpiece, which is the first Creepshow. Creepshow is one of those movies that I feel did a lot for the genre. One, it's an anthology set of stories, so there's 5 short movies within this longer movie, all put together with an overlying story that's coming from this comic book. So, in a world where people used to, read their horror novellas or they'd read their pulp magazines, Creepshow, it kind of pays homage to those creepy stories, those creepy comics that you could actually read as comic strips. And so in here, we're getting that concept, these horrifying tales of the macabre, and we're putting it on the big screen. Now, for 1982, these are still some really good scares that were put into these 5 short films. I really enjoyed it because there is no weak story in any of these anthologies. Each one is able to produce a good enough story that has those elements of creepiness with a really strong blowout, which has those comic cartoony vibes to it that I think really elevates the horror and I think makes it a worth watch. Not a lot of people like anthologies, and that's okay. For me, I think an anthology of stories can work, especially where if you at least like a couple of them and don't like one, well, at the end of the day, it still goes pretty well. For me, the standouts had to be Father's Day. I mean, wanting his cake, wanting to get revenge, cool zombie comes out of the ground. You can't go wrong with that. And then Stephen King did a really good job hamming up his performance as that lonely gas attendant in The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill. I thought that was pretty good. Something that tied you over. I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, especially with the reveal at the end. And then, of course, you gotta love Fluffy that came out of the crate. I very much enjoyed that. And then They're Creeping Up on You is, I know, something that my students either. I'm sorry. I know you're not gonna like that. But overall, Creepshow, it's creepy. It gives you the creeps. That's what you want.